Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Check this out. The other day, Suge Knight did an interview from jail to plug his new podcast, Collect Calls with Suge Knight. And during the interview, he revealed that back in the day when death row was in its heyday, Deion Sanders, aka Coach Prime, used to be signed to death row. Suge says that he poured over $500,000 into Deion Sanders' rap album. However, Deion Sanders eventually asked Suge to make it so that his album was released under Interscope because he was concerned that being associated with a black record label like Death Row might adversely affect his other endorsement deals with white-owned companies like Nike. Check out what Suge had to say.
Deion Sanders.
Yep.
When Prime wanted to be a rapper, he said, I want to be a rapper. He had an agent named Gene, was a great dude, rest in peace, Gene. I spent over $500,000 of my own money. I put guys in the studio, I paid Dallas Austin, I did all these songs, did everything.
Wow.
Then one day he came to me and said, well, you know, Prime deal with Nike, and Death Row is a black-owned company, and we don't want to really deal with a black-owned company, even though you paid for everything and you signed, we signed to you, put us on the Interscope label brand. So I go to Jimmy and say, look, I paid for everything, the contract's with me, but could you put him out on Interscope? They're like, oh yeah, I do that for you, anything for you, Mr. Knight. And so if Prime performing somewhere, I'm taking a private plane to make sure everything's good. But not one day did anybody give me $1 back.
That's crazy.
Not one time.
So
you know,
Deion Sanders was signed to Death Row originally.
He was only signed to Death Row. Must be the money that they play on commercials and all that shit. Those checks should have been coming this way, you know?
Wow.
Okay, so here's my question. Is Suge Knight purposefully being messy, or is he accidentally being messy? Because he could have shared the fact that Deion was signed to Death Row without emphasizing the fact that Deion didn't want to be associated with a black record label. Because what you got here is a dude that's been out of the loop for like 20 years trying to reinsert himself into contemporary popular culture, telling old stories that could potentially tarnish Deion's reputation, even though over the last 20 years since Suge has been locked up, Deion has done a whole heck of a lot to support black culture. It's almost like Suge is trying to like subtly muff up Deion's legacy. Listen, let me know what you think about Suge Knight saying that Deion Sanders used to be signed to Death Row. Like and subscribe to the channel. Now, check this out. The other day, Tyrese Gibson's ex-wife came out and dropped a video on social media in which she said that as a woman of God, she wanted to publicly take accountability for the role that she played in the breakup of their marriage. And now, Tyrese is calling BS because he says that the only reason she put out that video is because her attorneys told her to. Check out what Tyrese had to say.
I'm going to tell you something else that I've never said publicly. That interview that she just did that went viral, where she was talking about, you know, people got in my ear and I really regret ever leaving my husband and my family. I found out that her lawyer asked her to do that interview because she's appealing. No, I am appealing the entire divorce trial. The outcome of the entire divorce is all being appealed right now. So her lawyers asked her to do that interview so that she can manipulate and once again play on people's emotions and appear to be remorseful or regretful about the idea that she made the decision to leave me, because everything about the picture that has been painted is the truth. You're heartless, you're vindictive, you're malicious, you're trying to get $20,000 a month for a now 5-year-old, and at the time the baby was only 1.
About what do you think her intentions is now by doing this? But before that final question, can you hear me?
Famous, she's clout chasing, she's out here manipulating actual abused women that are single mothers, that are divorcee, she is out here using her sex appeal, using her gift to the gab, playing on people,
Look, here's my opinion, and it might be a very unpopular opinion. I'm sure you'll let me know. But I think that Tyrese is starting to look very immature. His ex-wife dropped a video in which she said that she takes full accountability for the part that she played in the breakdown of their marriage, and she also apologized for how things went down. Regardless of who put the bug in her ear to do it, she did it. Aside from that, Tyrese is in a whole new relationship, and if he keeps jumping on the internet talking about the ex-wife, I guarantee you that it's only a matter of time before the new woman leaves him too. Listen, we've all been through breakups and it's hard, especially when you're the one that got left and your heart is broken. But at some point, you gotta let it go and you gotta move on. And Tyrese and his ex-wife need to realize that they need to handle their business in the court and not on social media. And despite whatever her motives were for making her post, whether it was the attorneys or not, him bad-mouthing her on the internet is not gonna bode well for him. Because if she is over there playing games and gaslighting, she's playing those games far better than he is. And I hate to say this, but for some reason, like, Tyrese is coming off like he never dated a woman before. Jeez, if you dated a woman and you have a history of dating, you know what games women play, and you should know how to combat them by now. You're like 50-something years old. I mean, he's over there acting like she's doing like level 40 Jedi mind tricks. She's only doing what any woman would do who's trying to get that $20,000 a month. Listen, let me know what you think about Tyrese coming out and saying that the only reason why his wife jumped on the internet and took accountability for walking out on their marriage is because her attorneys told her to. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. But while we're talking about marriages gone awry, by now you've all heard that Joe Smith's wife had a secret OnlyFans site on the side. And when he called her on it, she was like, listen, you knew who I was when you married me. Well, Willie D says that he doesn't feel sorry for Joe Smith because you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, and he knew what he married when he married her. Check this out.
Hey, look, I gotta call a strike and a ball a ball. If you leave with your wallet, fellas, you are going to have to keep that going. Your relationship is going to be rooted in you spending bread. You can't put a smile on her face unless you spending some bread, because that's how you met her. And the women who have that type of mentality where you got to spend some bread with them to put a smile on their face, they're going to do exactly what that woman said. She said, if I would do anything for my own survival, not our survival, but my own survival back then, what makes you think that would change now? So she already had her play going. Who knows how much other stuff she's done behind his back. But you know what? I don't feel sorry for Joe. I don't feel sorry for Joe at all, because dudes like Joe makes it hard on the average Joe. When they open that wallet and just start tricking on these women, they make it harder on the average Joe. And these fast women who are about nothing but the money, I'm talking about the ones who for the streets, they make it harder on the women who have some class and integrity, who is about something. They make it harder on them, because those women are looking at what they're doing and what they're ending up with. Oh, wow, she got a high value man. Damn, look like all the strippers and the hoes got all the ball players and the rappers and the dudes with all the big money. So I think I got to take my clothes off. I think I better chunk myself and, disrespect myself to get in. So I don't feel, look, it is what it is. If a woman is in that lane and that's what she do, she letting you know what she do, what she about, you can't be mad at that woman. You can't be mad at her. She told him up front what she was. He knew what she was. And he tried to turn a hoe into a housewife. That's right, I said it. I said it.
Yo, Willie D is hilarious. But let me say this, I actually do feel sorry for Joe Smith. One, because I know him personally, and he's a very nice guy, and I swear, he didn't deserve this. And then two, let me tell you something about Joe. From what I know, Joe has a history of like dating hoes. I'm telling you, he dated like an associate of mine, and she was a hoe. I mean, I don't know what it is with this dude, but like he just doesn't have the radar. And I used to be looking at him like, Joe, come on, you can do better. But like I said, some dudes don't have the gold digger radar. And just because you can dribble an orange ball up and down a court really good, doesn't mean that that radar automatically turns on. Listen, let me ask everybody out there a quick question. For all of you out there who have the gold digger radar and the hot mess ninja radar that's like, as soon as they walk up, it's like beep, 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 hot mess or beep, 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 gold digger. Is that something that developed over time, or is that a skill that you automatically had innately? That as soon as like a hot mess or like a gold digger comes in your vicinity, you know, it's like a spidey sense. Let me know. And also, let me know if you think that Willie D is right and that we shouldn't feel sorry for Joe Smith because Joe was over there trying to turn a hoe into a housewife. Let me know what you think about that in the comments too. Now, peep this. Jason Lee has something that he wants to say to all you obsessive fans who emphatically stand up for celebrities like Nicki and Cardi, who he says you're never gonna meet in real life. Check this out.
You see Cardi go live and say that I'm being mean to her? Why do you keep shading Cardi? Where do you see shade for Cardi at? I love Cardi. If it's having an opinion about what she's doing, that's my job. Me and my friends understand my job. I'm sorry that you fans can't understand it. But why do you fans think I owe you an explanation about anything that I do? You just comment on what I say, whether you agree or disagree, and keep it moving, because y'all be standing up for people that y'all never gonna meet anyway. Cardi don't know you and you don't know her. I never understood why some of you fans and you fan pages be so much of dick writers. I'm a Hollywood Unlocked fan. I ain't nobody's f***ing fan. I have a job to do. And whether I show up here and talk about Cardi or I show up here and talk about Lauryn Hill, that's my job. Thank God my friends understand it. So if you fans can't understand it, guess what? Good luck. Y'all be so desperate. Why are you being so mean to my favorite star? Y'all f***ing dumb. Create your own fan page then and go be a fucking fan account. Be a fan club president. Y'all ain't got no other to do. That's why you ain't got no man. That's why your kids look like they look. That's why your finances so because y'all so busy worried about what I'm doing. Why you doing this and that? Did you see Cardi go live and say that I'm being mean to her? Do you have her phone number like I do? Do you talk to her like I do? No, so then shut the fuck up. You sound foolish. You sound dumb. Why are you being so mean? I'm not out my character. This is actually my character. The zero level of caring is my character. I just be laughing because it be so laughable how y'all be so much to try to tell somebody how to behave and question how they move. I do what I want to do. Don't nobody control me. Nobody.
I find it very interesting that a dude whose income is dependent on the people is always out here trying to play the people. I think that Jason Lee is out here doing whatever he can to stay relevant because he used to have a little clout when he was the only one that was out here dropping celebrity gossip and news. But now that everybody and their mother is doing it, including me, he's not getting the views that he used to. But what I really want to know is this. How come nobody cares about how they look anymore? I mean, does nobody take pride in their appearance anymore? I mean, first you got Krishan Rock posting like the video in the drawers, and now you got this dude going live with like the Don King poofy top fade. I mean, what in the world is going on in these internet streets? Now, check this out. The other day, Bronx MC and activist My Son called out DJ Akademiks for his unabashed disrespect of black women. My Son said, quote, "It's crazy to me how DJ Akademiks is crying scared to say anything to Saucy Santana because he's a gay man and he's scared of getting canceled, but has said some of the most outlandish, vile, disrespectful, and demeaning things to black women with absolutely no fear whatsoever." Brings me back to the Malcolm X quote, "The most disrespected, unprotected, neglected person in America is the black woman." End quote. Well, after My Son said that, Queen Latifah co-signed my son's post by reposting it onto her Instagram feed. Let me tell you something. I think that it's about high time that black men and women alike let DJ Akademiks and all other social influencers out there who are doing like the same thing as him know that we're not going to tolerate the blatant disrespect of black women. If he wants to make fair critiques in a respectful manner, that's one thing, but his free pass to just like degrade black women and say whatever he wants without consequence needs to be revoked. But here's the thing, he's gonna keep doing and saying what he does as long as people keep supporting what he says and does. Therefore, we have to be the ones that stop supporting the constant disrespect of black women, especially on social media. Yo, let me know what you think about my son calling out DJ Akademiks for his constant disrespect of black women, and also let me know what you think about Queen Latifah co-signing my son's statement. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. And hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source, your source for celebrity news. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.